Welcome to the Mad Empire team call. Today is Tuesday, May 19th, also known as the last time I ever ran because this was when I ran my half marathon last year and I literally haven't ran a mile since. So good times. Okay, I'm going to share my screen real quick with you guys. Let's see. Okay, cool. So here's our May leaderboard. Pretty freaking awesome. I'm really proud of you guys. We're at 48 lives changed so far in the month. We have our SC10, our SC5, our One Life Away girls, and then On the Board girls. So right now, Madison freaking raced me to Success Club 20 and crushed it. I'm at 24. Madison's at 20. Melina's at 10. Lexa is at 6. Gianna is at 4 with a lot of carts out there. So I'm fingers crossed, girl. You got it. You're working your booty off. Courtney's at 4. And I saw Sam just got to 4. So she's one life away from Success Club, which means you help 3 people in any month. But in that month period is helping at least 3 people to be on the Success Club 6 board. And then Success Club 10 is helping 5 people. And then also on the board with changing one life so far is Brittany, Sarah, Zoe, Chelsea, Chanel, Corbin, Tori, Megan, Stacy, Sarah, Christina, and Haley, which a lot of these names are brand new coaches, which is really exciting, but also some of our veterans on there as well. So way to go, guys. 48 lives so far in the month of May. We have a little, a week and a day away from, or a little over, no, sorry. We're only on the 19th. We have like some time left, dang. But going into the coach of the week, I feel like we've been celebrating the shit out of her all the time lately, but Madison, again, you're the coach of the week, crushing freaking Success Club 20 like it was nobody's business, and just being such a positive light on our team, but also your coaches are rocking it. She has multiple coaches that have signed up coaches already, like at least 2 on each leg. She already has 2 emeralds. She's rocking her diamond. She's holding steady. And so I just had to give her another shout out. It's pretty awesome when I have a coach get to Success Club 20 before me. And I'm like, I told Nick, I was like, oh shit, like I need to get my shit together because it's so fun. Obviously we're not in competition, but it's so cool to see people changing so many lives. And then we've added 13 new coaches to the Mad Empire in the last 7 days. I want us to continue to utilize those free groups that we have going on this week. And those are for brand new, never use Beachbody customers. So they can try it out for 5 days, see what it's like. And if it's something they want to invest in, they'll be able to see that community from the other side. So I yesterday went all over our Beachbody programs, talking about the workouts. Today, Melina did an awesome job talking about all of our nutrition programs and how we focus on water intake and protein and how we don't deprive ourselves by taking out any food groups. And I think she really did a good job on utilizing all of our programs and then talking about her expertise as well. And then Sarah's going to be talking tomorrow about the community. And then on Thursday, Madison's going to be going back in talking about mindset. And then I'm going to finish this up on Friday talking a little bit about the coach opportunity and then how they sign up so they can get started with us on Monday. Right now, I'm incentivizing people that I will send them a mixed berry energized stick once they come in the mail to the next 10 people that sign up. So just wanted to put that out there. And then this Sunday, we'll do a What Is Coaching call. So just sip and learn, whatever we do, whatever you want to call it, but our webinar. So it'll be at 4 p.m. Pacific, 7 p.m. Eastern time. But holy crap, you guys, we're literally 10 to 13 coaches. I say 10 to 13 because there's some inactive, which would make it a little bit easier than a whole brand new coach, but away from 5-star. Like, I'm sure a lot of you guys are probably sick of me talking about 5-star, but we are so freaking close. 10 to 13 people. That's it. So right now we have my account and Madison's account that are already diamond. And then Sarah is an emerald away in her spouse account. And then Emily's 1 life away for her to lock in. That would be 3-star. And then my second CBC, Alyssa's over here, and she just signed up a coach. So she's 1 away from emerald, which should make us 4-star. And then over here, Lexa is super, super close. She has a couple inactive, but she's so freaking close, and I know how hard she's working for it. So this could literally happen this week. It could happen next week, but our goal is by the end of May. So I just wanted to give us a little bit of a highlight. And then also Chelsea's under in Nick's account, so that's why she's not part of the 5-star lineup, but she also is super close to diamond, and I cannot wait to shout her out as well. Okay. last but not least, I want to welcome our guest speaker tonight is Jackie Hart. She's a 2-star diamond coach. She's already locked in the rank of team builder, which you guys know is on the road to elite. There's 4 different steps. There's team builder, team leader, premier, and elite. Last year we ended as a premier team. She's also a full-time coach. She's the co-creator of the Boss Babes Mastermind, which if you haven't utilized is like the most amazing resource, and I like bow down because it's helped me and it's helped so many of my new coaches with just different graphics. She's a retired paralegal, office manager. She's a wife, a mom of 2, and a fur baby of 4. So I will toss it over to you. You can kind of start with your story and then whatever you have.
I am going to share my screen, okay? Let's see. Oh, can you allow me to do that? When I try to do it, it says host disabled, participant screen sharing. Oh, there we go. Okay. And we'll just move this on over and hit that button and we'll be good to go. Come on. Any day now. Okay. Can everybody see it? Good. Okay. All right. So feel free to use the chat, but I'll be very honest. I won't check it right now because I am the biggest squirrel and I will lose track and it'll all be over and it'll be bad. So my name is Jackie Hart. I have been a coach for 4 years. We actually are in 3-star qualifying and Thursday we'll start 4-star qualifying. And my goal in the next 2 weeks after that is 5-star qualifying. So fingers crossed. It's all on me on the 5-star. It's my husband's account. So I have no one to blame but myself if it doesn't happen. So pedal to the metal there. But I've been coaching for 4 years. I grew up in and around the Chicago area. I'm a former paralegal office manager. I worked in a prestigious law firm in the city of Chicago for almost 17 years. In fact, when I started this business, I actually still work there. I'm a former smoker, 18 years. That's actually what led me to this journey because I finally quit smoking and decided it might be a good idea to do something healthy because God only knows what I did while I smoked, right? Like you don't know, I don't want to know what it did. It's all better now because I don't smoke. We don't talk about it. And I was a yo-yo dieter. Like my husband always jokes that I was on the gummy bear and Coca-Cola diet because I ate candy all the time and I drank soda all the time. That was it. And I would skip meals. And my logic, which still does make sense, is if you don't eat a lot, you shouldn't gain weight, right? Like that's the logical part that doesn't add up. But anyway, so I really never had a regimen. I never stuck to anything. I would go through like periods where I'd want to. My husband has always been a gym guy since day one, since I met him. I used to get very jealous and I used to get very upset with when he wanted to go to the gym because I didn't understand who he was trying to look good for, right? Because I didn't understand. It was very immature and I just didn't understand. Now I totally get it. My whole family is on board. I have 2 children. I'm going to give away my age here. My daughter is going to be 20 in September. She lives in Illinois. We moved. She lives in Illinois with her boyfriend. And my son is 14, going on 21. Like he starts high school next year. And I have 4 puppies. Cutest things ever. They never talk back. If you don't have kids yet, you should really consider just having dogs. Just saying. I learned that later in life. And I'm a weight girl. I am a gym girl. Okay. So when you talk to people who are big gym people, that doesn't mean they won't be interested in Beachbody. So I like to tell you that because you can, approach anybody. Nobody is off limits. Again, grew up in Illinois and recently moved. It'll be 2 years. We are in the Waco, Texas area. And because of this business, this is what I always say is the reason we got to move. Because my husband had been on me for like 8 years to move. And there was no way I was moving with my career the way it was. Because if you know anything about the legal field, if you're in one state and you go to another, it's like starting all over. Doesn't even matter that I had all that experience and there was no way I was doing that. So I was very firm on where I stood. And when I was able to leave my law firm, which was about almost 2 years into my business, no, 1.5 years into my business, that's when that opportunity opened up for me. So let me move this so I can move over. Oh, it worked, right? Yep. Is that it? Yeah, okay, all right. Sorry, all of our faces are blocking my little thingy here. There we go. Okay, so I'm going to talk to you today, and I'm going to talk from both Facebook and Instagram, okay? Because some of you may be both, some may just be one, but these can be applied to either or. I have two systems that I roll out and I deal with, so I want to explain them both because maybe one will resonate with you better than the other. I use both because I always did Facebook. I was a Facebook girl, and I just started Instagram about last September. I mean, I was on it, but I like fought it because I'm the type of person when I put a lot of effort into something, I have to see something in return. If I feel like I'm spinning my wheels and I cannot see a return on it, I get frustrated. And that's what it felt like for Instagram in the beginning to me. So when I bring a new coach in, I talk to them because not everybody's going to be the same platform. And I ask them, is their main platform Facebook or Instagram? Whichever one they're most comfortable with is the one we focus on. Not saying they can't do things on the other one, but we focus on one. I grew my entire business on Facebook. To this day, I've only had 2 girls from Instagram. Everybody's come from Facebook. And I started Facebook with 125 friends. So that was my growth on Facebook that I built from. It was all cold market. To this day, I think I have 1 girl that was my original person, like from my original 125, that is a customer, not even a coach with me. So what I'm going to do is teach you the Facebook way, teach you the Instagram way, give you lots of suggestion on posting, because I find this to be the hardest part when you have a new coach and that is coming in and doesn't know what to share and what to do. So this is how I train my coaches, and there's a whole organization system with it. So if you feel like you don't have good organization skills, I'm going to give you a lot of secrets and tips that I use. And a lot of them I wish I did when I worked full time. It would have been helpful, but I do it now. So that being said, first and foremost, regardless of whatever platform you're going to use, you need to figure out how many times a day you want to post. That's number one. Now, there really is no right and wrong, but my suggestions and my experience when it comes to Facebook is today, with today's algorithms and the way today works, if you post more than 3 times a day, you're going to become white noise. It's pretty much a guarantee. So you don't want to be posting too much that people get annoyed with you. 1 to 2 posts is the happy medium on Facebook right now. And I test my Facebook out every 60 days and I kind of play with it to see if that changes for my audience. So right now I post twice a day. So when my coaches come in, if they don't have a lot of experience posting, we always put them on 1 post a day. And the different type of posts that I teach my coaches to post, and I let them decide how many of what they want to post. But these are the main things that I teach my coaches that are listed here. And I'll just kind of give you a few examples because I'm a talker and I promised myself I'm going to keep this at 30 minutes. Okay. So, please ask me questions, write anything down, put it in the chat. I'll look at it afterwards if I don't go into enough detail for you. So anyways, my biggest thing, and I cannot stress this enough, and it's a totally different call, but you should always 100% lead with a coaching opportunity on everything you do. Let me tell you why. For the longest time, I would lead with join my challenge group. Here's the complete solution. You want to get them in a challenge pack, right? So then when they say no, where do you got to go? You got to go down, right? So now you got to go down to like, here's just bod, or here's just a nutritional supplement, or here's clean week, or here's a 14-day free trial, or here's a free whatever, right? You can only go down. If you start with a coaching opportunity, a lot of times people are like, oh, I couldn't coach, but what is that program? You are now a step ahead and going down the ladder, okay? So once I figured that out, my world changed. All right, so now for the longest time, I never brought a coach in that was here for the coaching opportunity who really wanted to build the business. They came in as challengers and then they formed into coaches. There's only one person to the exception of that who came in at the beginning as a coach. Now that has changed since my strategy has changed. If you lead with a coaching opportunity, depending on who you're talking to, of course, some people you can't do that with, but for the most part, if somebody is energetic, somebody has some type of social media influence, they're willing to share, you see all that, you lead with that and see where it's going to go. All right, so coach posts is the very first one I'm going to talk about because it's the most important one. When I talk to my coaches and I tell them they have to do coach posts, I tell them they should be posting about coaching a minimum of 4 times a week. That's it, like 4 to 5. I post 5 times a week with coaching. And when I say coaching, let me clarify that. That doesn't mean, hey, I'm looking for 10 people. That is a coach direct invite. That's a coach post. And I do probably 2 of those a month, okay? But for the most part, coach posts have to do with everything else. It has to do with finances. It has to do with friendships. It has to do with accountability. It has to do with, learning more things and holding yourself to not even that higher level of accountability, but you're going to find out more information than you would have if you were just a challenger, and providing that space to help others, right? There's a lot of different things with coaching. And I've done activities with my coaches where we will pick a topic and everybody will do a brain dump and we'll share it. And I have notebooks of this because if somebody tells me, if one of my coaches tell me, I don't know how to do a coach post, we're going to do that activity and I'm going to tell them to close their eyes and point. And whatever they land on for a part of that topic is what they're going to craft their post around. Because even if you have not had success in this business yet, you're here for a reason. Why are you here? And even if you've been here a little bit and you haven't had success yet, why are you still here? Where are you going? What do you want to happen? You need to talk about these things. And that's something, and when that shift happens for you, it's going to become so natural, and that is just how it's going to be. So the point is ooh, buzz. Coaching posts, so huge to share. It's going to change your business. And if you're not sharing it and you try to talk to somebody about it, it's not going to really have the power as if they're seeing it all the time on your page. All right, next thing, direct invites. Direct invites to join you. Again, we have it for coaching, right? Like I'm looking for 10 women. I have a mentorship. I'm looking to mentor 2 people, whatever. Direct invites to join you on this journey, on this health and wellness journey, to join your challenge group, to do this, to do that. I do promote a challenge group at the end of every month or the beginning of the month. I do a couple posts, but the main thing is I don't need a challenge group to invite. It's basically all the time. Who wants to do this with me? Who wants to get healthy with me? It doesn't matter if it's the 15th of the month, the 1st, the 26th. It does not matter to me because I'll bring you in and I will walk you through and I will plug you in wherever we need to plug you in and I will help you get to where you need to go. So it's not so much about a challenge group where you are I have a challenge group, but I personally just want people to join me. Let's get healthy. I'm going to help you. Do you have, I have solutions. Let's fix this. Nutrition. You should be sharing about nutrition at least. Oh, okay. So wait, 4 posts minimum for coaching. This is just my recommendations. Direct invite should be at least twice a week. Okay. And it could be a combination of whatever invites. Nutrition, you should be doing at least 1 nutrition post a week. That can mean something to do with water intake. That could be your shake. That could be a recipe. That could be a tip on something with nutrition. Well, no, that's separate. Sorry. But you're sharing a recipe. One thing that works really well, and I don't know, for me, I'm not a big cook. Okay. I have come a long way since I started this, but in my defense, my husband is a great cook. And if it's not broken, why fix it? So just saying. But that being said, nutrition is a big piece. So what I would do sometimes, and I treated everything like a science experiment. Like I am not a veggie girl. Like I'm just not. I wish I was. I'm not. And I used to buy vegetables and I'd be like, what am I supposed to do with this thing? And ask people and they would all tell me. But I used to share how we would grill it, boil it, bake. I don't know. My husband would do a million things. None of it worked. It's very rare that it works, but we try. But sharing all these things, right? And it makes you real, right? When I started this, you guys, true story, I put the pizza in the oven with the cardboard. I didn't know. So I share that. People realize that I'm a human being and I'm not trying to be this perfectionist. I'm trying to be better and I can help them and they don't feel intimidated, if that makes sense. Tips and tricks. Don't put the pizza in the oven with cardboard. Okay. Another thing, and this just shows you how much, when you show your real self, people can really do it. When they put their guard down. I can't talk. Guard down. It helps you. So every Easter, you boil eggs, right? This girl had to call her mom. 35 years old, still calling mom every Easter. How do I boil eggs? Finally, they got sick of me calling and they bought me this little thing and you put the eggs in there and you put a little bit of water and you plug it in and 10 minutes later it dings and you're done. Oh, it's great. I share that thing all the time because you know what? There's somebody out there like me who can't remember how to do the eggs. It's true. I know I'm not the only one. There's someone else on this call that can relate to that. I know it. All right. Personal and family. You're not all health and fitness. Share your life otherwise. You've heard this a million times, but I have 2 kids, different stages of life, right? I've got one who is out of my house. I have one who's going into high school. When I started, I had one that was a preteen and I had one that was a teen. Totally different lifestyle. I'm going to relate to people like that, but I can still relate to people who have younger kids because I have small niece, you know what I mean? So Dog moms, anybody obsessed? If I could have 20, I would. Like, my husband would kill me, but he can live in the garage. I mean, it's still inside. But if I could have all the dogs, I totally would. So sharing all of things that are not you. People like to see inside your house. You know, like, take pictures all over the place. Let them into your world. Don't let them in the bathroom. But you know what I mean? Let's taking a picture in the mirror. And then, you know, let them into, like, when I moved, we shared the whole journey from Illinois to Texas, every piece of it. So when we built a house. So when we came in here, I love to decorate. Like, Hobby Lobby will put me in bankruptcy court, I guarantee it. But I would take one area and I would be like, okay. And I would decorate and I'd share it. And people would give me opinions. And I'm that girl that goes down an aisle at Hobby Lobby, if you guys go to Hobby Lobby, and I will place it on the ground like I'm putting it on my wall and create something. I'll take up the whole aisle. People have to go through another aisle. I share all that. I share how crazy I can be with this stuff. People love that. Workouts. When I started for new coaches, I shared my workout all the time on my page for accountability, and because it wasn't something that I naturally did all the time. So I needed people to know that that was part of my life. So in the very beginning, I shared it all the time. And I still let my coaches do that if they want to, because there's nothing wrong with that, in my opinion, based on if that's not who you are. You need people in your warm market to understand that's where you're going, right? Now that I've been doing it this long, I don't do that. I share my workout twice a week on social media, but every day in my stories, right? But on my feed twice. And I can use direct invites with my workout picture. I can use, you know, something about nutrition and tie it in with my shake with my workout picture. So it's another way of seeing me that I'm still being active, even though, because not everybody watches stories, just like not everybody looks at the page. They just go to stories. Different audiences. It's nuts. Quotes, inspiring, motivating, inspirational. Guys, people love to share that. So that's not a bad thing to put out there, right? Funny stuff. Oh my gosh, everybody loves funny stuff. Hobbies and values. Okay, I'm going to talk to you about that one in a second. Real talk. If you don't do this, you're crazy. And if you're new, start doing this. You're going to hear all these crazy objections. I love when people tell me that they eat fast food, that they, you know, they drink Monsters, and that they, you know, eat ice cream and they go out all the time. And then they're like, I can't afford it. And you're just like, but you can afford like $300 worth of garbage every week based on what you just told me. I love to address objections in my posts. I will call people out on not having time, you know, especially with coaching. When people tell me that they don't have time, it's such a bullshit excuse. I literally worked 60 hours a week when I started this. I would get up at 6 and I couldn't get up before it because I was too lazy to drag my ass out of bed. I'd get up 10 minutes before, make my shake, head out the door, sit in traffic for an hour, get to work. I would, if I made it to work in 10 minutes or 10 minutes before I'd start, I'd get 10 minutes worth of stuff done. And then my breaks, my lunch, and whenever I had time, I would work it. When I got home, after kids' homework, because at the age my kids were, it's not their homework, it's mom's homework. Don't get me started. Then, okay, I got a husband. You can classify him as a kid. Okay, so we got to take care of that. And then we got to take care of the house. And then if you got to run errands, oh, and then it's 8:30 at night and your kid needs a poster board for a project that's due tomorrow. Your life is all over. Then finally, 10:30 at night, I've got me time. When my husband has fallen asleep, because if he didn't fall asleep, then I'm not paying attention. So I have to wait. And now I'm up till 1 in the morning till I get to start over at 6 a.m. It's BS if you don't make time. If you want it, you make time. That's as simple as that. So when people tell me they don't have time to work out and I tell them they can work out in 20 minutes, it's bullshit, because you choose that. You choose that. And I'm not afraid to put that out there in my post. So hopefully the whole point of that is, so hopefully you will have less objections in your conversations, in your messenger, okay, in your DMs. It avoids a lot of it because they see it and they're not going to bullshit you because they know you're a straight shooter. That's my style. All right, let's talk engaging. This mainly works more on Facebook than Instagram. And that means when you are doing a post that you want somebody to really engage with you on. So example, go throw on 2 outfits, put them side by side, and everybody and their brother is gonna know how to dress you and want to dress you and tell you what looks better. And that's just it. And you know what you're wearing before. You just want to give them something to talk about, you know. Same with shoes, or ask a question. Like I just asked the other day, like, what movie could you watch over and over and over again? People love to tell you things. They love to give you opinions. You guys, one of my 4 dogs, eat shit. Like, it's the grossest thing ever. And when it first happened, I was so upset. I mean, like, I was distraught, like, end of the world. Like, how could this happen? I never knew a dog would do that. I talked about it. Oh my God. I think to this day, most engaging post ever. Do you know that everybody on Facebook knows how to make your dog stop eating shit? But none of it worked, but they all know. It's great. And lives, Facebook, Instagram lives. Okay. Let people know, get to see you. It's different. You ever talk to somebody like you think based on their picture and based on their profile and everything that they would be one way, and then you get them on a call, famous for when it's coaches, right? And you're like, this girl's gonna be awesome. You get on her call and you're like, you're not the same person. Like, where's the girl in the pictures? Where that's you, you know? So let them see you, because if you have a personality, like I have a big personality, even though you want to try to show in your photos, no one's going to know it until they talk to you, right? Like, so that's a big thing. So anyways, this I draw out on a piece of paper. I don't know how you guys are. I am pen and paper. I've tried every single thing. I always go back to pen and paper. So I draw something out like this every single week, but I do it in 2-week blocks. Here's the organization part. So once you decide how many posts you're going to do a day, you're going to create the type of posts you want to do. So you can mix these up any way you want. The main things are direct invites, coaching posts, making sure you get at least one minimum workout post out there so they can see you. And then the tip with engaging posts on Facebook is if you have something like an invite, you want the engaging post to go before it, because it's going to have more people. Facebook's going to show your stuff to more people because they just all engaged with you. So that's a little tip. I fill in the boxes. I figure out what I want to do and I fill in the boxes. So for me, I'm always, the biggest one is Sunday nights for, well, maybe not so much now because we're in quarantine, or most of you guys are probably still, we just unlocked ourselves today in Texas, but partially. But Sunday nights, always a coach post for me. It's always a coach post about not having to get up Monday morning and start the 9 to 5 rat race. You know what I mean? So that's like almost like that was every Sunday night. It's changed a little bit right now, but it'll go back to it. So figuring out how you want to do this, figure out your posts. Okay, this is the Facebook way of doing it. And then once you fill this out and you know what you're going to do, I want you to commit to it for 60 days. Give it 60 days of consistency on the plan you choose. Having a plan, you're going to see a huge difference. The difference is you're going to have better content. It's going to flow better with your audience, believe it or not. And there's a huge difference between my coaches that do this and don't do this. You can see it immediately in the way they get the responses and the way they grow, and who goes faster than other people. So having a plan is huge, just like your health and fitness journey, just like making a meal plan, all of it. Same thing with your business. You got to have a plan. So what I do is I create this. I have 2 sets of this. I do 2 weeks at a time. The beauty is once I create it, and I do change mine, but I've been doing this a long time, and but I always kept it the same for the longest time when I started it. And God, it's hot in here. So I do 2 weeks at a time. And once I create this, I go further. I create my content. I will sit down like tonight, just per se. Let's say I was doing 2 weeks in advance. I would sit down tonight. I would have my plans all marked up here, and I would start creating the posts for all the content for all my posts. Some things I could have pictures for already, so I could have that all put together. Obviously, workouts and certain things I'm going to have to create. I do it as I go. But then what I do is I have a housing place for all of my content. I create a Facebook group that's just mine, and I call it my blank group. You can call it whatever you want. And I do 7 posts in there every day of the week, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, so on. When I create my content, I put it in the comments underneath each day. Okay. And obviously I'm doing 2 weeks at a time, so I put the date in for each one. Then what happens is I have alarms on my phone, and every day I don't even have to think about this. My alarm goes off, I go in that group, I copy it, I take it, I paste it. That's it. So that's how organized I get with this, that you never miss it, and you have a set schedule, and you have your content in advance. If you've been doing this a long time, use your memories. Your content you used last year, you like it, no one's going to remember that you did. Do it again. But the key in all of these things is you have to be consistent. If you are the coach that shows up and then you're gone for a day, you show up for 3 days, you're gone for 2 days, you show up, you're gone, like that, someone who wants to do this is not going to do it with you, because a lot of people that come to Beachbody, a lot of people that come and you help, are people that don't know what to do. That's a majority, right? They need the guidance. They want the support and the accountability and the community. if I don't know what I'm doing, I want somebody who's reliable, right? Like if I had to go get an oil change and there's two places, both, you know, you go left, you go right, both places are, you know, in the same amount of distance from my house. This one's open sometimes, this one's open all the time. Where do you think I'm going? Going to the one open all the time. So I don't want to drive that way to have to turn around because they might not be open. So you have to show up every single day. It's very important. I'm going to switch gears to Instagram really quickly for you. Well, first of all, I skipped over hobbies and values. So my next slide will show you this. Have you seen this color wheel before? It's in Beachbody Champion. I give this to every one of my new coaches and I tell them to fill it out and put things in there that represent them. Do not put you're a health and fitness coach and do not put you're a mom or wife, because if that doesn't show in your normal posts, there's a problem. Like that should come out naturally. It's everything else. So I fill this color wheel out for myself every 90 days. So I have fresh content. So that hobby and value post that I do at least once a week, I do that. I will literally pick something on here and I will craft it based on this. And I literally just pick one and I force myself to come up with something to have to do with that. So for me, I used to be a photographer. That's huge. I don't do enough about it. I was just telling my girls I should really do like a free group and teach like moms how to, you know, like pose their kids and what lighting. And I mean, because it's natural to me and other moms have to pay people to do it. Like, why am I not doing this? I just thought I'd share that because I told like 3 people this week. I'm like, why don't I do that? That's silly. So anyways, I picked something on here and I talked about it. So I'll give you an example. One of my best posts, not best, but like most engaging posts recently in the last like 6 months, I picked off of this thing, and I always have organization on here because I'm like OCD. Like my life, everything is to-dos, just the way I roll. If it's not on a list, it's not getting done, guaranteed. So every season, I'm a shopper. I love to collect stuff in my closets. So the deal with my husband is I have to take stuff out if I'm going to continuously put stuff in, because he's not losing his little I gave him. Okay. So that being said, every season I pull out stuff that I don't wear anymore. And, you know, some of the stuff I donate, some of the stuff goes in the garbage. Some of the stuff will go to like friends, whatever. I send it back home to my mom, whatever. Some stuff I might sell. And I literally was like, I picked that topic and I was like, and I knew I was going to clean out my closet. So I went in my closet and I threw all this stuff on top of me. And I sat in this pile of clothes and purses and shoes. And I kind of like held it and I was like, and I talked about how you know, when you seasonally clean out, what you can do with your stuff, how you can repurpose things, you know, how you can save money, where you could sell things. And it was like huge, it blew up. So the point is, if I didn't have this wheel, I would have never thought to do that, you know, and that was something that a lot of my people would relate to. Shoppers, organizers, moms, women in general, right? So anyways, if you don't have something like this, you don't need the wheel, but I recommend sitting down and figuring out what you're about that is outside of being a mom, a health and fitness coach, and whatever your profession is. Like, you know, there's a lot about you that you may not think of unless you actually sat down and tried. All right, Instagram. And I'm hoping I'm not going over. Oh, I need to talk faster. Okay, so Instagram. This one, totally different than Facebook. Again, this is what I did with Instagram. I literally drew a thing, like a box like Instagram would be, and I went for 15 posts. And the reason I went for 15 posts is because every single time somebody looks at those top 9, I need them to see a transformation in there, period. So I made sure that I did it enough to be able to do this. So my type of posts are all about me. I do, and if you look at my Facebook is Hart, H-A-R-T _inspiration. You'll see that this runs every 15 posts. So I do the biggest things on here. Obviously, these are all self-explanatory, but the biggest thing that I do is on my 14th post, I do a coaching post that is an influencers wanted post. It's the same picture every time with the same exact content, asking that I'm looking for influencers, and it directs them to my link tree above, to my form to fill out for coaching. Now, I fought Instagram for a really long time because, again, I couldn't figure out how to work it. I couldn't figure out how unfollow, follow, do this, do that. And I was like really overwhelmed and frustrated. But then I found the Coach Jace training. If you don't know what that is, it's in the Boss Babes Mastermind group, and it's phenomenal. And it has grown my Instagram naturally over 2,000 by myself, which I'm really impressed because, guys, I am like that person who doesn't want to do it. So, but that really does work. And I'm actually doing recruiting challenges over on Instagram right now with my team that is really working, and it's much easier to search than Facebook. But ever since I started doing this, where I did this plan just like this, and it's been like this since September. I've never changed it. The only thing I changed is I changed the filter once. So if you scroll down, you'll see like the difference. But that influencers wanted post, ever since I started that, people fill out my form. I've never had anybody fill out my form until I started doing this. So I would say at least every other time I've run this 15, I have at least 2 to 3 people fill out the form. Now, that being said, there's, there'll be a time here and there that nobody fills out anything. So I don't know if it's like a bad day that I posted. I haven't figured that out. So basically same exact things here. Consistency is key. You have to show up. I post once a day on Instagram. So the cool thing for me, because they're different and I use both systems, is everything is coming from Facebook because I've already done it. So when it's time for Instagram, I'm pulling off at Facebook and I'm putting it straight on Instagram. So the only thing that's different that I don't do is I do a clothing post. But I have a whole album of clothing crap in my phone. Okay, like I have to hide that shit because my husband gets pissed. And then also decor, same thing, a whole album, because I'm always like wanting to redecorate. Same thing, husband gets totally pissed at that. But I have stuff to share, and then I just kind of share my whatever I want to say with it. But everything is already done. So my whole planning thing is in Facebook, and I'm just transporting it in this system into Instagram. And then obviously the only tip I want to say, because Instagram is a totally different call, is that using the same filter, obviously from a photographer standpoint, a visual standpoint, if you're not doing that, you're missing the boat too, because people are going to look at your page and that's like a big part of it, right? So I'm going to stop talking. I only went like 7 minutes over 8. All right. I'm going to stop sharing this.
You have endless time because you are filling so many voids that I think a lot of us have.
Okay.
You are
Holy hell, it's hot.
Melina had a question. What was the thing you're talking about growing your Instagram that's on the Boss Babes?
In the Boss Babes Mastermind, there is, and it might even just be easier if I sent it to you and then you can disperse it. But there is a coach out there. She calls herself Coach Jace. And she had this networking training that she did, and somebody posted it in there, and for some reason it caught my eye, and I had tried different things. You guys, I even paid somebody to build my following. I paid like $800 and they got me to 1,900 people, and honest to God, there were more bots in there than anything. Like, those were not my people. And I like had a bad taste in my mouth for Instagram. But when I saw this training, I was like, and I've tried stuff on Beachbody Champions, I've researched it myself, and everything didn't feel right. This one felt right. So I tried it and I committed to it for 90 days. And I literally wrote down, this is my following, this is my followers, this is my number of views, because I changed it to a business account. And it started to grow, and I could see it grow. I could see the progress. So I have been doing it since. And in a nutshell, what it is every day, obviously you post in your stories, you post on your feed, and then you are going to find 100 people and you are following them, and you're not overthinking it. You are looking for your type of people. So like for me, I look at stuff like Hobby Lobby. I go to gyms. I go, stuff like that you can relate to. Like, she talks about Oreos. She loves Oreos. She goes to an Oreo page. And then you go through the posts that page does, and you friend off of the comments and the likes. So it's people that are active, right? Because any following it from like 10 years ago and they don't use Instagram anymore. And then you follow 100 people, and then you basically, it's like you go comment on 10 of your followers and then 10 strangers. I just 20 comments, and then you like 25 photos, and then you tag 5 people on 5 posts. And then I took out the rest because I don't use it. And then later in the evening, you are unfollowing 100 people. And that's the system. That is it. It's so simple and it's so quick. When you first start it, it might not be quick because you could be overthinking it. I know I was, but it just right through it, and it's grown. It continuously grows, and you just have to, it's again, a consistency thing. You have to do it every single day to keep all of it going.
Love that.
She also has a
sorry.
connection and something else. She's got 3 trainings. So if you want, I can send you those, and she's got actual trackers to go with each training, which is really cool.
Okay. When you do your influencer post, do you run an ad with it? Like, are you paying for an ad, or are you just posting that? Okay.
I just post it. I have not done any ads. That's actually on my to-do list. I want to try to run some ads at this point. I'm getting to that point in my business and I want to play with it. But I am one of those researchers, and I want to actually know what I'm doing before I go to spend money on it. Yeah. So no, I haven't
I've thrown so much and it doesn't work. But then my friend has recruited like 10 coaches a week and she does it every Monday, like super consistent. But I'm like, so what do you think?
Really?
Like,
What does
no,
she?
it's no feedback. She's like, oh, I just figured it out. And like,
Hmm.
She said she had to play with the audience a lot. So that's one of the big things when you do run ads is like trying to figure out that it's targeting your audience rather than just a wide spectrum. Because I did it and I got people to fill out the link, but it was like random dudes and people that were just not my type. So I was just like,
Yes.
So that's definitely.
Yeah,
Do
I
you
don't
want
have
to any other questions? I was just gonna ask about what your recruiting challenge you said with your new coaches is.
Oh, that thing is gold. That thing is gold. I could have done a whole call on that. So I grabbed 5 of my leaders that are all diamonds. They're not all mine. Some of them are personally sponsored diamonds, and they're diamonds. You know what I mean? And what we did was somebody, and I don't know the girl's name, some coach did a call. So we based it off of what she did. So she basically, what you're doing is you're making a video that's 5 minutes or less, and you're talking about. It's been weeks since I did it. You're talking about you're talking about where you're going, what your dream is with this business, and it's a recruiting video, and you are talking a little bit about Beachbody, but the idea of it is you're going to reach out to people and you're going to try to get them to watch your video. So we had a goal. We started this like a week before May 1st, and we had a goal of inviting 200 people through the end of May. Me and 2 other girls got through that in less than a week. So we are on probably like 500, 600, 700 people. Like, it's crazy, but Instagram's the way to follow or to go find these people. But basically what you're doing is you make this video. Everybody made their video. We held each other accountable in a group, and the goal is to get 20 coaches in 30 days. So since we've started, I don't know if you see all this red writing over here. This is all the new coaches that have signed, between 6 of us coaches. That's never happened, you guys. Like, that is insane. Now, a couple of those I know aren't going to be really good. You know what I mean? Not to be mean, but you know what I'm saying? Yeah. But for the most part, I got some really good ones in here that I'm really excited about. And we also had a presentation. So I created a presentation and I shared it, and everybody duplicated it. So basically, when I get people to agree to my call, okay, or watch my video, then if they're interested, at the end of it, I basically say that I am looking for 10 people to join me in a mentorship next month. And in the beginning, you tell them that you hand selected them. So I started it by saying, like, if you're getting this video, it's because I picked you. It's because I think you would be an amazing addition to my team. So you're making them feel special as soon as they watch the video. And then you're talking about whatever it is I talked about. I'd be more than happy to share it with you.
Yeah, just
but then we made the presentation, and when you get people on the call, it's 15 minutes. You run through the presentation where you're basically sharing very shortly what it is we do, how you make money. I mean, it's literally, and it's so simple to explain it. If you want to see it for 1 second, I can just pull it up and show you. It takes 2 seconds. You guys want to see it? Okay, hold on. Hold on. All right, so we are, am I still sharing?
I don't see it yet. It's not up.
Okay, hold on. Let me go get it. Oh no, that was it. I mean, though, can you guys see my screen still or no?
No.
No, okay. All right, let me grab it. 1 second. And this recruiting challenge, like, this was like, these girls had to commit to this, like, that this was like a massive push. Like, they had to go to their spouses and explain to them that this is like, they may have 10 calls, you know, whatever. So this is it. It's a couple slides, kind of what I did my other thing on. So it shows you, there's my dogs. So then I just kind of explain to them who I am. The next slide is basic, like what a coach does. And I just make it really simple. Like, you know, we share on social media. Hang on. Share on social media, all the things, you know what I mean? And just keep stressing how simple it is, and talk about just the vitals really quickly. And then I go to the next slide, and then we just talk about, in case I don't know what Beachbody is, that basically we have fitness, nutrition, and then combined, right? So we talk about that for a second. And then I just talk about really quickly 3 things, like telling them about the community, the recognition, and the trips. Get them excited, right? And then how do they earn money? Really quickly, commission, team cycle, quarterly bonuses. And then how do you start your own business? And I tell them the $40 and I say, but normally they don't sign up like that. And then I love it. Now I can tell it's normally $160, but you get it for $140. And then I talk about the business fee. And then I show them the new coach mentorship, that this is going to be happening, next month. And we train on all of these things. And then I say, I have 10 spots available. Are you ready to change your life? And I stop it. And then I say, all right, can I have your feedback? Does this look like a good fit for you? And I literally go like this through it. And I've had, from this presentation alone, I've had 7 sign up. I've had 2 girls who say they want to sign up in the next couple of months because of unemployment and not having money and all that stuff. But this has been, and everybody had this and they recreated it. And then, like I said, we all made our videos and we hold each other accountable in a Facebook group that I made. And the goal is 20 coaches for each person.
That's amazing. That's awesome. I
Awesome.
freaking love that.
Awesome. It is. And the excitement, because we have a pod too. So every single time, like, you're like, oh my God, I sent out my video 7 times today. You guys, I have a call tomorrow at 9 a.m. And just the momentum and the excitement in that group. I have never seen these girls so excited like now, just because it's like, oh, they want to talk.
Okay, I have one last question. Do you do the level, like, when you're doing a call with someone, is it one-on-one when you're presenting? Okay.
Yes, absolutely. I always, so you know how you have coach sneak peeks and all of that? I do run a coaching expo for my team twice a month. We actually like mashed videos together. It's really cool. And we run that twice a month. But I don't invite to that, because the way I do it, but this is also because I've been doing it so long, right? And I'm comfortable. A new coach is not going to feel like this. I don't want to put somebody in a sneak peek. If you have interest, I want to get on a call with you right away. So I set up probably 2 calls at least a week to talk to people. And then I do my coaches calls to the newer coaches, and I talk to their people, because you got a better shot if you get people on a one-on-one call. It's worth your 15, 20, 30 minutes of your life, instead of just going back and forth in a message, to actually be able to pick your brain and show that you care. If you are that type of coach that you're going to get, like my coaches, like I'm in their business, you know what I mean? Like I literally do calls with them every week. If you follow me, I always screenshot I'm always on calls, always. And that's what makes my business, I feel like, grow, because I want them to succeed. So I give a lot of my time to them.
Yeah, absolutely. I love that. And I feel like it does come with that like comfortable place. But does anyone else have any other questions? Anything? Otherwise, we'll take a little boomerang time. Someone said that the other day. I was like, that is so funny. I've never heard anyone say that. Everyone put your cameras on real quick. Sarah, Bailey, Jessica, Lanita, Zoe. Yay. Sweet. Look at all the beautiful faces that come out of hiding.
Hi, girls, you're here.
All right. 3, 2, 1, go. Okay, and then let's take a picture really quick. Keep smiling, keep smiling. Sarah's in bed. All right. 1, 2, 3. Sweet. Awesome. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. I think a lot of us took a lot of nuggets from that, so we appreciate it.
Good. I hope so. You ladies have a nice night.
You too.
Thanks. Bye.